esse tipo não precisa ligar muito, mas é a história.
Okay, I guess we can get started. Since this is Casa Thomas Jefferson and you study English, this is a great opportunity for you to listen to a native English speaker. Okay? Is that going to be too difficult for anybody? No? I'll speak slowly. If you don't understand, ask your neighbor. Your neighbor can help you out, okay? Raise your hand, I can repeat. Maybe try saying things in a different way, but practice, okay? Good practice today. So, student visas, and maybe visas in general. My name is Michael Avey. I'm a vice consul. I'm a diplomat for the Department of State. I work at the embassy here in Brasilia. What we do here in Brasilia is issue visas to Brazilians who want to travel to the U.S. Okay? A little bit about my work. First, me. I'm from Wisconsin, the best state in America. Has anyone been to Wisconsin? Anyone conhece Wisconsin? No? Okay. Well, you should. It's a great state. I lived in Turkmenistan. Has anyone been to Turkmenistan? No, probably not. Not many people travel there. I lived there for 2 years as a Peace Corps volunteer, teaching English. It was great. I loved it. I'll go back for my next job there. Okay, so here in the embassy, what we do, non-immigrant visas. What does that mean? Any ideas? Anyone? Non-immigrant visas, what are those? What do you think? Very similar to Portuguese, yeah? People that do not want to live there, like?
Just to visit the places.
Yes, like tourists, good. Okay, the visa looks kind of like this. We put it inside your Brazilian passport. Okay, your picture is on it, your information is on the visa, your last name, your first name, your birthday, okay, things like that. So this year, we're trying to do as much as we can, okay? Every Brazilian wants to travel to the U.S. and we're trying to help them out. So far this year, from January 1st to August 27th, we've done 74,796 visas here in Brasilia. Okay, Sao Paulo is the biggest visa issuance post in the world. Bigger than everything in Mexico, everything in China and India. Okay, we're trying to help you Brazilians travel. So like we said before, tourists. Who else? Who else? What do you think? Non-immigrant, don't want to live in the U.S.
Students.
Students, of course. What else? Sure, medical treatment, yeah, definitely. Any other ideas? Oh, come on, there's lots more. Obviously, right, tourists. Everyone wants to go to Disney. Or?
Times Square.
Times Square, New York, yeah, great. Tourists, business travelers as well, right? People who are going to work. We do work visas. We also help people who are traveling for conferences, trainings, meetings, okay? Maybe they work for IBM and they need to go to the U.S. to meet with some other workers. Petrobras going to the U.S. to talk about business stuff. All sorts of people. Students, we've already said that. Exchanges, work exchanges, school exchanges. Do an intercambio, right? A year of high school in the U.S. maybe. Summer work and travel, it's a little similar. You can go to the U.S. and actually work in the U.S. for 3 months. Practice your English, make a little bit of money. Okay, that's good. We also help flight attendants, ship crew members, okay? People who work on cruise ships, cooks, flight attendants, pilots, okay? Religious workers, priests, nuns, work visas, we already touched on that. Performers, athletes, artists, musicians. Believe it or not, even government officials need a visa in their passport to go to the U.S. Okay? President Rousseff, maybe not. Maybe we won't issue her a visa, but everyone else, yes. Okay? And also, people who are going to work at the UN, the World Bank, other big, not government, but kind of like government organizations. All of those people need visas. We try to help all of those people. Okay, so specifically today, student visas. Same thing this time. F1 students, so students going to do university, college, a master's degree, PhD, right? Or study English. One type of visa they can do that on is called the F1. We've already done 809 of those this year. For their wife, for their husband, for their kids, they can get a visa too. We've done a bunch of that. Okay, so let's compare that to last year at this time. So 613 last year, 834 this year. Why is that? What do you think? What are your ideas? That's a big increase, yeah?
The price of the tickets are better.
It's easy to travel, right? Very cheap to buy a plane ticket to the US. What else do you think?
The dollar.
Yes, a good exchange rate, of course. How about for students, specifically for students? Any ideas? No?
Program by the government, who pays for the students to go. They're paying more.
Yes, exactly. The government of Brazil wants to send more and more students abroad to study. The US is one of those places, but also to England, to Europe, to China, to other countries, okay? So yeah, more Brazilians are going, and we want to help them go. With the J1 visas this year, 492. For their kids, their wife, their husband, 88. Not as big of an increase this year, but still more. Same thing, easier to travel, more opportunities, and it's a priority now for Brazil to get people out, okay? And then this is a little different. We also do what's called a technical training visa. So if you're going for like a very specific type of study, maybe to learn how to build a computer or something like that, there's a visa for that as well. We don't do too many of those, as you can see, 25 and 16. Okay? So now this is where I would have shown you a nice video, but it's not working. I apologize. So, has anyone gone to the US to study? To study. A few people, okay? How was the process? Share with us. What did you experience? What do you think? Anyone? Was it easy? Was it difficult? What did you have to do? Difficult. What was difficult about it? Oh no. Okay. That's not good. Thanks for letting us know. We'll make it easier.
Mas você pode falar em português se tiver dificuldade. Não,
That's okay.
okay.
Not everyone else knows. What about you three? Did you go for an exchange? Study English? No? Okay, that's fine. So the first thing you want to do is think about where you want to go, okay? Do some research. Okay, where can you do that research? Internet, yeah, of course. What else? Yes, thank you, here, of course. You have this wonderful resource right here, Casa Thomas Jefferson. Okay, you can use the staff here. They'll have lots of knowledge and information. There's all sorts of stuff going on today. Okay, right outside this auditorium, information for you. Okay, you can talk to people here who know this kind of stuff. Yes, internet, Casa Thomas Jefferson, what else? Oh, come on, there are more ways. What do you think? How about you guys in the back? Any ideas? No? Huh?
Specifically the internet.
Yeah, it's a very good source of information, yes. Your friends, okay? People you know, other people who have gone. Certainly, if people have been to the US before, they can tell you about it. They can share their experiences, right? Okay, so some things to keep in mind. What do you want to study while you go? Okay, so what do you think? What are some good things to study in the United States?
Business,
Business.
art, music.
Art, music, yes, definitely. What else? Huh? International relations. Get a job being Marchi afterwards. Wonderful. What else? Medicine, sure. Nursing, yeah, great. English as well, yeah? Okay, this is Casa Thomas Jefferson here. It's a great school. You can learn lots of things. But when you walk out the doors, you're in Brazil. Okay, so you can speak Portuguese. When you go to the US, you'll study a little bit during the day. When you leave school, you still have to speak in English. You'll learn a lot. You'll pick up English real quickly. Okay? So yes, we've got all sorts of business, arts, music, nursing, medicine, English, high school. There are high school exchanges you can do, university in general, okay? Community colleges, lots of different things to study. Now, another thing to think about is where would you like to study? Okay? The US is a big country, like Brazil. We've got the East Coast, big cities, New York, Washington, Boston, the West Coast, California, Los Angeles, San Diego, the Midwest, Chicago, lots of different places to go. Now, some advice with this. Don't go to Boston, okay? Why? Why am I saying this?
Brazil.
Yes, there are lots of Brazilians in Boston, okay? That's fine, that's a good thing, but then when you leave, you can find other Brazilians to chat with, and it's maybe a little more difficult to learn English, to focus on your studies. Go somewhere else, try someplace new, okay? But there's nothing wrong with Boston. There's some great schools there. Go there if you want. Okay, so find the school that fits your needs. All right, you don't have to go to Harvard. You don't have to go to Stanford. Okay, even here in Brazil, you don't have to go to what? USP is probably one of the best universities in Brazil. Find a school that's good for you. Okay, a friend who's been there and had a good experience. You hear about a professor who does some really interesting work, some good research, okay? Lots of different schools are really good. You don't have to base everything on the rankings of schools, which one is the best. Yeah, that's good information, but find something that fits you, what you're after, okay? Okay, so we've talked a bit about high schools. High school students can do a year exchange. It's a great program, okay? You can go and live with an American family. They'll treat you like a son or a daughter. They'll have a host family, an American family. It's great, lots of time to practice English. Universities, of course, talk about the things we've already mentioned. English schools as well. Kaplan is a big name in schools. You can find their website. They do lots of stuff. There are other smaller ones as well. Okay, and then certainly this website here, Education USA, there are signs and information outside today, I believe. There's lots of info here. There are videos here. Sometimes the videos don't work. But there are videos here. There's lots of good info about finding the right school and learning about the process here online. Travel.state.gov as well, information about the student visa. Okay, and the most important thing to remember is after you found that school that fits you, what you want to study, and it's going to meet your needs, the school will help you. If it's a good school, they'll know how to get a student from Brasilia, Brazil, to Chicago, to Seattle, to San Francisco in the US, the right way, with all of the right documents and paperwork and everything we need to see to put that visa in your passport. Okay? The schools will help you out. They hire full-time staff to help international students answer questions, okay? Give advice about how to fill out the paperwork. If you find a good school, the school will do a lot of that work for you. It's very easy to go. Okay. So like I said, to get the visa, the first thing you want to do is know where you're going to go. Find that English school, find that college or university, and get in touch with them. Get in touch with their international student advisor. Send email, call on the telephone if you can. Okay? They'll help you out. They'll help you through the process. Okay, so one thing that's a little tricky about the student visa, or it's not tricky, but it's different. There's this thing called the SEVIS fee. The immigration authorities in the US want to know who all the students are, the international students studying in the US. This fee, it's only about $40. So what is that, 60 reais, more or less? It helps maintain this database of students. It's meant for security, that's why they do that stuff.